Welcome back. How are you doing today? I'm doing fantastic. Life is juicy. So, I am making another video, and today I'm talking about branding. How can you brand in 2020 with success? So, if you are in a process of creating a business, if you own a business, if you're an entrepreneur, you might want to stick around because it's about to go down. Welcome back, people. Today I'm talking about branding. This channel is all about self-development. It's all about building our business. It's all about entrepreneurship. So if it's something you're interested in, hit the subscribe button. Today we're talking about branding. How can you brand properly to be successful, to have a successful business? So that's what the video of today is about. Many people today are trying to sell. Many people, yes, the business is about selling. Everybody who creates a business is trying to sell. That's the end game. But people get caught up in the process of selling and they forget how important it is to brand properly. Branding is the key in these days. Long gone the days where people were just selling and everybody were just buying. If you want to have a successful business these days, you have to brand yourself properly. And I came to realize this because I made a lot of mistakes along the way. So I'm willing to share with you my 8 steps into branding properly and successfully in order to have a successful business. Now, what I want to say is that brand is nowhere. There's no brand. You can't physically show brand to somebody. Brand exists in the head of the consumer. Your brand is what people think of you when I say Adidas. You've got the idea. You've got this concept in your head. So that idea of Adidas in your head is exactly, hopefully, or majority of the time, what they are working on or they've been working on for their consumer or their target audience to have of them. So that's branding. Branding is that thing in people's head, that image in people's head. How can you create that image? How can you package your brand so well in people's head for it to converge properly and to live longer? So my step number 1 is to answer this question. Who are you? What do you look like? What are you interested in? What do you hate? What are your values? Why do you do what you do? Answering those questions will help you design the idea and image that you're trying to vehiculate, to put in your brand, in your business, for people to feel. You're not designing it from your perspective or for it to fit in your head. You're trying to project your personality into your business. The step number 2 is to find out who is your target audience. Who is your customer? Are they female? Are they male? Are they single mom? Are they married? Are they, young, old, demographically? What are their mindset? What are they trying to achieve? What stage are they in their life? You need to answer those questions to come up with your very specific target audience. This doesn't mean that you can't sell to anybody else. It just means that you know exactly who you're targeting. Along the way, you might want to ask questions like, where will they find you? Or where will you find them? What will make them engage with you? What will make them come back? What are the beliefs and value behind their decision making? That this is very important because you get to understand the psychology behind why they're buying, or why are they staying with you. My number 3, I think I touched it already, is how are you going to find them? This will help you to establish exactly your strategy. Are you going on YouTube? Are you going on Instagram? Are you going on TikTok? Are you going on LinkedIn? Knowing your audience will help you to know where exactly to find them. After answering question about who you are, your values, your customers, who are there, where to find them, what are their values, what do they want, what are their problems, and what are they looking for. Now comes the time to design your brand image. Things that you might want to consider are how your customer describe you. Do they think of you as helpful, as reachable, as trustworthy, things like that? You might think of the feature and the benefits of your services. Do you help them be more comfortable? Do you help them earn more? What value do you bring to your ideal customers should be clear in your brain, in your mind, and it will help you shape your brand. Another thing to consider when you're creating your brand image is your brand voice. How do you want to sound to your customer? Do you want to sound believable? Do you want to sound reliable? Do you want to sound authentic? Things like that. You need to also consider why you are different from your competitor. Why will they choose you? Why are you special? Is it because your products are quality? Is it because you're efficient in time? What is it that makes you different from your competitor? How do they feel you? Do they feel you as empowering? Do they feel you as organized? Do they feel you as influential? So all these things you have to think about your values, what you're bringing to the table, how do you want to present yourself, how will they receive you, put yourself in your customer's place and see how you want them to feel you. So my number 5 step into building a successful brand is to come up with activities. So now that you know what your value is, what you're bringing to your customer, you want to find out how are you going to go about to deliver that. Here is where you design your content, you design your product to match, to fit the expectation that you put in your customers by creating the image that you're creating of yourself or your brand. Think about your short-term goals, think about your medium-term goals, think about your long-term goals, think about all those things when you're creating your product. It might not be like physically creating it, actively creating it. This is just things that you have to do in terms of the value that you're bringing or you want to bring to your customers. My step number 6 in creating a successful brand is to start designing the look and the feel of your brand through the color that you choose, the typography, the patterns that you choose, the logo that you choose. My step number 7 is now starting actively creating your website. Here is where you actively start creating vehicle to attract your customer or to connect to your customers by, go where they are. If they are on YouTube, go on YouTube, create your channel on YouTube, create a website, create an Instagram. You want to be consistent across all platforms. You don't want any contradictions. So when I go on Instagram, I want to feel the same person that I feel when I see your Facebook. I want to feel the same person that I feel when I see your YouTube. I know when I say this about colors, for example, people just go crazy. It's like if you love green and yellow and black and purple, you have to integrate all that in your colors. That's not what I mean. A brand cannot be exactly the reflection of you. It's just an extension of yourself. You can only choose 1 or 2 features to put forward. So my last step into creating a successful brand is to be consistent. Consistency is the key. If you start connecting with your customer, you start growing your awareness, you start putting content out, you need to keep it up. Every single day that you spend trying to connect with your customers is a day that you're growing. So be consistent in putting content out, in connecting with your customers, in answering their question, or I don't know, getting to know them, bringing them closer to you. Another thing that I am gonna just add up is that it's not just enough to, sit down and design this brand image. People need to feel that when they speak to you face to face, you are exactly the reflection of what they feel through your contents, through your videos, or through your, I don't know, your blog, through your podcast. They want to feel you need to be that you are authentic, that you match that image that they have of you. So guys, those are my 8 steps into building a successful brand in 2020. I hope it's helpful, and if you have, as I say always, any other ideas that you want to add up, please comment below. I would love to hear from you. Or if you have any question, please DM me. I will be more than happy to answer back. So if you loved what I did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in another video.